Here it goes. Got everything set up. I took the backs off my Moto G4s. I mean LG G4s. They get hot, man, without that back on. Then I put that big box fan on top. Yeah, I had to move a couple phones because I had them in the right order I wanted it, but charger, the plug wouldn't charge this phone, so I had to throw this down there. And a cash magnet down here. I had to move a couple of things around. Got Earn Honey right here, which it's not really earning. It's not really doing nothing for a long time. But I got the other Earn Honey one right here. I forgot one of these other plugs, wherever I had it at, wasn't working. Got Honey Gain. See, and for now, the way I labeled them, so I just taped a piece of tape on one phone and then just ran it across. I know these three phones go to, you know, which IP they're on and what static IP they have. I'm gonna fix that better though once I think I'm into printing labels out or something. Got my other Honey Gains right here. So you can tell these three phones, one IP, and I know the statics to them. And these three phones are on one IP. So just to keep it a little organized right now, I taped an extra piece of paper, so as long as that paper is touching the phones, then I know exactly what they go to. 3 here and then 3 here. But yeah, I had the cash magnets up here, but I had this one right here, but this one has a problem with this plug right here. Because this one right here goes with these four. But I had a problem with that plug, so kind of had to off order it. But I know that these 4 are on one and these 4 are on one. And I got the Honey Gain. There it is though. Got everything running. And this the phone I'm recording on right now is the only other phone I have left that literally doesn't have nothing on it. Try to put cash magnet, but I don't know. I'm gonna try the green one. I was testing the blue cash magnet icon because it came out with an update, so I was kind of hoping it was fixed and working. But I don't know. These Revio Plus, it just keeps crashing all the time. But I got the blue icon on all nine of these cash magnet phones, and then the one down there. And yeah, that's it. Gave every single phone a static IP, labeled it in the AP router, or gave it a picture so I can easy to keep track of what's what. I did it pretty much in order. Try not to let this phone shake, man. I just barely move this phone, and then when I see the video, it looks like it's shaky. Like I'm recording a video on an earthquake. Yeah, there's their end. Yeah, I don't know, man. You know, when I deal with anything, I always like to try to find out and figure out how to do it myself. And, you know, I got the Edge router, the AP router, the Cloud Key. I got the modem. I got all that stuff working. Now, dealing with the IPs, I got one of the statics working, but I was having confusions in my head over the source. I knew how I would have put my static IP blocks in the router under translation, I believe it is. I just could not figure out the source. So I kept doing all kinds of stuff, changing everything around. I can always ping the phones after I set everything up, but it would just never connect online. I didn't have that source right. I don't understand it, man. Literally my mind would go blank every time I start to deal with it and look online and everything. But I've never messed with the network stuff before, you know. Years ago, I played games, you know. Used to play games all the time and pro and all that stuff back then. But as long as my internet worked with whatever cable modem they gave me, that was good. I didn't have to buy networks. I would rather buy a video card instead of a router, or memory instead of a router, or a processor instead of a router. So I never really got into that stuff until literally like not even really a month ago. I mean, I got the AP stuff working, but then dealing with the IPs, I couldn't figure out the right wording and questions to ask when I was searching. And then I started figuring out, I kept typing statics. I could always do static IPs. I knew how to do that. But I kept naming it static IPs when I should have been naming it IP blocks. Then that instantly gave search engines and, you know, on what this is, multiple IP blocks. But I never called it IP blocks. I would always say static IP. And then it would always come to typical static IP in a computer. You know, I already knew how to do all that. I just, literally to the last day, maybe the last day and a half, is when I started realizing, wait a second, I'm searching for the wrong question. I need to type in IP blocks. If that makes any sense. But once I did that, then I started finding the information, but I still couldn't wrap my head around the source. I don't know, it just literally kept flying right over my head when I was reading everything on it. I knew everything else, I just could not figure out what to do with the source. It was literally mind blank. Alright, I'll show you how I got the interface in that. Got it pretty clean to where it looks definitely more organized than this right now. I'm gonna have to label each phone eventually. But I literally, every single phone here, I had reset defaults, disabled, changed settings and everything on all these phones in like 2 days. I mean, you know, I'd go into like the app preferences and show all stuff and delete all the bloatware and all, or delete all that stuff, or stuff you can't delete. You just have to disable it on the phones. Alright, here we go with this. Wait a second, it's not what I wanted. I don't like how it's all one. Not one thing. Should have at least so many devices on each one, and then maybe another one, or have this like this right here branch out over there. But imagine you got a lot of man. I don't know. It's pretty weird how they did that. Wait a second. There we go. That's what I wanted. Alright, this is how I got it. I wish they would always show the names to all the phones. Does the S7's actives. But I got I'm running Swagbooks on these right here. Swagbooks is working good, making I don't know, $1.20 to maybe, if I'm lucky, $1.50 a day. So I'm just keeping these with Swagbooks. They had nothing but problems when I had them on Cash Magnet, so they would always crash and system error and like over and over. So I got tired of it. They're my Swagbooks phones now. Man, these I don't know. Probably my Earn Honey phones. My brother's. I don't even see my. Oh, there's my Amazon Fire Stick. It's weird it went way down here. But here's how I got it set up right here. Give each one statics. So these right here, I gave them a different picture. Well, I could always change it. So I wish, if it said no image available, I wish you can just upload an image or something, you know? But you can't. Now let me make sure I click the right phone. Okay. That is this one. So I just give that the first. So then these three right here, Honey Gains for Cash Magnet, and this is right here, one IP, and then Honey Gains Cash Magnet is the second IP, and you know, Honey Gain, and now I got one other Cash Magnet. About to try my Rivial phones, but I'm gonna try the green Cash Magnet one now. I was testing the blue one because that update, thought they fixed it, but I'm not sure. Wasn't working on it. But then, you know, right here, just fix the IP so they'll all be, you know, just like this and not all, you know, scrambled around. And all the rest are Honey Gains. My Amazon Fire Stick. So I got Honey Gains on 15 phones right now. So that's fully maxed with 5 IPs. I got Honey Gain on Cash Magnet on 1, 2, starting with 3 IPs. Well, yeah, let's figure out show how I got it kind of organized. A lot easier to keep track. So now whenever I go with the next Cash Magnet phone, I'll make that one 2, 213, and you know, so on to the 225 IP range. Kind of getting a little, seeing how it was done on the source. Now I'm realizing how off I was when I was trying to do the source. I heard it was external IP, but I just couldn't figure it out, man. I just was lost. But now I see how it's done. I got a little better understanding of it. It's like, you know, sometimes you could read and just be lost, confused as shit. And then as soon as you see it, you're like, that's kind of how it goes. I mean, it's still confusing, of course, but at least I got a better idea now. I kept putting the same source address, like a public IP or whatever like that. Then I tried my modems and just couldn't figure that source out. Oh, yeah, there it is there, and that's it. Don't need to be a long video. Yeah, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Definitely grateful.